Did you know that somebody with higher EQ can actually end up becoming the boss of somebody with high IQ? Before we move on to emotional quotient, let's first try and understand what is emotion. The Oxford Dictionary defines emotion as any agitation or disturbance of mind, feeling, passion, any vehement or excited mental state. However, Daniel Goleman, a famous American psychologist, describes emotion as much more. And I quote, I take emotion to refer to a feeling, passion, any distinctive thoughts, psychological and biological states, and range of propensities to act. There are hundreds of emotions, along with their blends, variations, mutations, and nuances. Indeed, there are many more subtleties of emotion than we have words for. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence refers to the capacity for recognizing our own feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves, and for managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationships. Lack of EQ can be witnessed often. A child being totally insensitive to another's pain. If corrective measures are not taken, the child will most likely go on to become an insensitive adult. A child or an adult with anger issues where they show a total lack of control over their anger and expression of anger is also lack of emotional intelligence. You may also witness crying and sobbing beyond control and excessively over small things by some children. Another behavior pattern becoming increasingly common is screaming and shouting. Another behavior in adults that you see is that some people use unnecessary shopping as a release for unmanaged emotions. Some people immerse themselves in work all the time to avoid having to deal with any emotions. They take the escapist route. Studies show that the present generation of children is more emotionally disturbed than the previous generations. The children appear to be more nervous, depressed, anxious, and angry. Drug abuse, violence, and crime also seem to be on the rise. What then can we do to build the emotional quotient amongst the youngsters so that they are able to manage their emotions and by default their relationships with people around them better? Salovey and Mayer defined emotional intelligence in terms of being able to monitor and regulate one's own and others' feelings, and to use feelings to guide thought and action. Goleman adapted this to define five basic emotional and social competencies. The first is self awareness, the second, self regulation, third, motivation, fourth, empathy, and the fifth, social skills. The question now arises, how can we manage to achieve these? Here are some of the things that you can do to help children learn to manage emotions better. The first and the foremost thing you can do is to remain and control yourself. Children learn more by observation than anything else. If you are in control, you will be able to teach children control. If you lose your patience or temper in the process, you will not be able to help the child learn to control his or her impulses. Teach children to delay gratification. Don't give children everything they want immediately. Let them work gradually towards achieving some of the things they want. There was an experiment conducted using marshmallows with children between 3 and 5 years, called the Stanford Marshmallow Experiment by psychologist Walter Mischel. All children were offered a single marshmallow if they wanted it immediately, and two marshmallows if they waited for a certain period of time. Those that waited for the extra marshmallow went on to become more balanced and successful individuals when they grew up. Children need to be taught to express their feelings and also to learn to understand the intensity of their feelings. Comforting sentences spoken by parents go a long way in helping children. Acknowledge their feelings and also tell them calmly not to overreact if they are doing so. If you give in to their tantrums once, they will think that is the way to get things done. Be available if your child needs you, but don't rush to immediately pacify the child every time. Let the child learn to manage his or her emotions and quiet himself or herself. Give your child enough opportunity to develop social skills by playing with other children and interacting with others. Let them sort out their own little disagreements and problems. Let them learn to share and care for others. If children learn to manage their emotions and relations well, they can make productive use of their time, not only as children but as adults when they grow up. Teach your children to understand the perspective of other people so that they become more accepting of others and themselves. Teach them to take responsibility for their actions and teach them also that it is okay to make mistakes. If the child breaks a cup, for example, you could say, "Never mind, it's okay, be careful next time." If you make a big hue and cry about the breaking of the cup, the child would also learn to make small things big. Unnecessary worry simply brings down one's efficiency. A little stress called eustress causes one to do better, for example, work deadlines, etc. But too much harms and causes distress. This happens when one stretches beyond one's capabilities, take tasks one step at a time, and gradually work towards building competence and abilities. Children should also be taught assertiveness, which means expressing their needs and opinions clearly without hesitation. Sometimes they come under peer pressure and learn to repress their thoughts and feelings, which is not healthy. In the next video, we shall see how both children and parents may come under peer pressure. Did you think it was something that affected just adolescents? Hope you enjoyed the video. Please click on the subscribe button so you keep getting such videos in your dashboard.